Welcome to this James the Bike Guy, where today we're going to be using a Insta360 Go2 to see if we can get some unique shots of the front and rear suspension working on my 2021 S-Works stump jumper. Now, Insta360 provided me with this camera, and I'm going to put it through its paces. As a hardcore GoPro user, it's going to be interesting to see if the small form factor of the camera is going to make it possible to get some unique shots, and whether or not I might choose to replace my GoPro. But with that said, I think it's time we ride and we find out what the picture's gonna look like. All right, so we've just made it to one of my favorite trails, TNT, the nice trail. And I wanna start just seeing how much this suspension moves while we go. So I'm putting on their pivot stand, which has some sticky stuff, almost like the kind of things that holds your cell phone from slipping off of the dashboard. You remember those from back in the day. But we're gonna get this locked down. A little bit of a crotch shot, but hopefully I don't reveal anything you don't want. And we'll see just how this shock does and whether or not it comes off while we go. Here we go. See how that suspension does. Going down some rocks here. Flying through this trail. I love this particular trail. Woo! And that didn't go down. Shouldn't be trying to show off. So after that previous shot and getting a chance to catch my breath, next shot is going to be doing this clamp. This is from their motorcycle kit, and I'm really hoping with enough like angle backwards, we're going to get some cool shots through here. So let's go ahead, give that a shot. Motorcycle mount plus the mount from their extra adapters, and we'll drop you in. See what happens. Woo! Right on through. So next up is going to be a bit of a riding vlog setup, maybe we'd call it. So you can see here, our little container can actually thread onto mount. It's got a quarter turn mount, just like a lot of other adapters. And so I should be able to just click it into place. I've got the controls. That way I can see what's going on and hopefully talk to you guys while we ride. We'll see just how smooth it is. I'm going to do this kind of down a slower, steadier gravel road here, but I'm curious to hear from you guys. First, how's the sound quality? Obviously I can't tell that while out on the road here, or gravel I should say, but the second thing would be, is this footage even usable? To me, looking down at the mount, it seems to be bouncing around quite a bit, but that doesn't mean that their fancy stabilization software isn't going to be figuring it out. So we'll just keep riding through here a bit. Now, one of the most obvious, but what I think will be best, is this tiny little mount that's going right onto my visor. I'm hoping it picks up well, so got to feel into where it's gonna go. Oh, now it's magnetized, and I was trying to put it in the backwards way, so we'll try one more time here. Snaps into place. And I love the idea of this just being right on my head and easy to use. So up here, let's turn into the trail and get to see how it looks. I bet it's gonna be buttery smooth. Question is it better than a chest mount? Well, hard to say for sure until we look at the video afterwards. Definitely allows you to cruise through. Whew. Yeah. I'm gonna try 2 different mounting points to see what's happening with the front shock. The first is gonna be going from the handlebar, and to make sure it's real secure, I'm gonna use the clamp-on mount rather than the magnetic one, because I plan on blasting down. So let's see how this goes. Right now the camera's connected to the handlebar to watch the front shock come through. We're gonna blast down this and see what it looks like. Whoa. And then option number 2 is gonna be mounting from the shock, looking in. And hopefully that'll be a nice perspective as well. All right, mount number 2 is going here. A little sketch this is gonna fall off, but let's see. Well, obviously that doesn't work, but you landed right side up. That's pretty cool. Got one last shot here. I've got you mounted up to the swing arm, and we're gonna see just how much movement actually happens. And we're back using the selfie stick now. Hopefully we'll see how this sounds, but the bike ride with the bike was pretty fun. The Insta360 Go2 seems to be still working flawlessly, even after that crash early on into the ride. And then of course, when it came off during that descent, I should have known better than trying to mount it up that way. But it's nice to see the durability seems to be there. Well anyways, next time we talk is going to be after I've gotten a chance to see these videos. Same with you, and it'll be interesting to talk together to see, well, what do we think of it? So we're back at the desk, and you and I have both seen what this little Insta360 can do out on the trail. Personally, I mean, the form factor is just insane. I do really like the container that it connects up with. It's super cool because it ends up being a little tripod when you want it to, and that's a feature that's just really cool for this little item. Now, a few things to talk about. Battery life was pretty good. I was able to get all that footage on one battery, and as long as you keep putting it into its case, it's gonna help recharge, keep going for the rest of the ride. Other things to talk about, stabilization, pretty solid. You know, a few of those places where it was really bumpy, you know, what do you expect? Especially when I had it off that handlebar and it was kind of flopping back and forth. You can't correct bad mounting. However, when it was checking out the shocks going through, I thought all that stuff was pretty good. Now, a couple of things that I didn't like about it. The first is gonna be the quirkiness of getting this set up. Now, it was my first time using the camera. When I took it out on that ride, you know, I set it up, played with it at the house before going out, but I wanted to be able to do this straight out of the gate and see what happened. And that portrait mode thing was pretty annoying because I definitely wasn't going for that. You know, I can imagine somebody doing some TikToks or stuff like that might be a cool feature, but for me, I wish that wasn't the case. Now, the other thing I didn't much care for is, you know, the 1440p video is pretty crisp, not as crisp as some of the best action cams that are out there. However, I was shooting it in the highest bit rate that you can, the ProRes or whatever they call that feature, but in the vivid color profile. Now that's what Insta360 wanted me to video in, and personally, I feel like that vivid color profile is just too crushed. It's too much green. It definitely didn't look like that while I was out there. So I sure would love to see an option to be able to say, do this where you could shoot it in a flat profile or something like that. Now the thing that I really love about this little camera, and you're seeing me through the camera right now, getting audio through the camera, is even for this tiny little unit, it seems to do a good job. And personally, I don't like, say, riding with a big old GoPro or my gimbal with me or anything like that. I love the fact that this itty bitty little camera, this tiny little thing, can clip in, go to your helmet, you know, you can wear that chest mount, stuff like that, and it just snaps into place, magnetic, and this little guy doesn't turn off your, you know, riders that you're out with. I mean, we've all been in that scenario where you're the one geeked up with a big old camera, and this isn't it. Well, anyways, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. You know, I had a good time shooting with this. I'm glad I get to keep it, and in fact, I'd probably go out and buy one. You know, it's fairly inexpensive in the world of action camera space, and I could see we're out on a ride, I could have a lot of fun with this, or even throw it in, you know, the jersey pocket, or throw it into the saddlebag, and it would be perfect to take with you. Small little case, good to go. Well, anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know you enjoyed the video. And then finally, be sure to browse the channel because you might just find another video that you like as well. See you in the next one.